Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Amanda, and I am so excited to introduce you to LegFi Treasury. If you have any questions, please post them in the chat, and I'll answer them all at the end of the webinar. Before we get into LegFi Treasury, I want to give a brief history of Omega Phi. Omega Phi hosts and supports LegFi. For more than 30 years, Omega Phi has provided technology solutions to help customers manage their finances, streamline their operations, recruit new members, and communicate with their members. Whether it's working with 57 different headquarters or local chapters, house corporations, IFC and Pan-Hellenic councils, and alumni associations across more than 650 campuses, we remain the industry leader when it comes to technology in the fraternity and sorority community. Based out of Columbus, Georgia, we securely process more than 1.1 million per day for our clients and have securely processed more than 4 billion since 1992. We're also deeply committed to serving, promoting, and advancing the fraternity and sorority experience. We aim to make raving fans with every individual or group we work with by reaching, innovating, and acting with agility. We challenge ourselves to dream big every day and to help others achieve their own dreams. To say we're passionate about what we do is an understatement, and it's this passion that has encouraged our clients to trust us to do the heavy lifting so they can focus on their mission and having fun. So now let's get into LegFi Treasury. LegFi Treasury is a bankless solution to help your organization manage your finances and helps mitigate the frustrations and pitfalls of other options like bank accounts, peer-to-peer apps, and cash collections by providing unlimited FDIC-insured accounts that each chapter can configure based on their needs. Treasury customers can create multiple Treasury accounts for specific areas of operations like housing, social events, recruitment, meals, and philanthropy events. Each account can also have an unlimited number of Treasury cards. Chapters can create multiple physical or virtual cards tied to each Treasury account. These cards are all assigned to specific members who can begin using them immediately for any purchases in-app, in-store, or online. Not only does Treasury offer better security and more flexibility than other options, it also provides superior transparency and reporting. Administrators can review transactions in the LegFi app and easily dispute transactions, freeze cards, and report stolen or lost cards in just a few clicks. So let's look at how you can set up and begin using Treasury accounts and cards. Give me just a moment while I switch over to the LegFi application. First, you will need to set up a Treasury account. You will start by selecting the Financial Accounts module in the left-hand navigation bar. Next, you will click the Add Treasury Account button. The Treasury account terms and conditions will appear. Please read and check next to each statement to acknowledge the terms. Once you have read and acknowledged our terms of service, select the Submit button. In compliance with federal regulations, our payment processing partner, Stripe, must collect all of the information requested in the Know Your Customer form. This form is securely encrypted, and the data provided will only be used by Stripe system to verify your identity. Input the information that is required. To begin, you'll put your cell phone number and email address. A code will be sent to you to verify your phone number. Once you enter the code, you will be brought to a screen to provide your name and contact information. You'll put in first you'll put in your phone number, and then you'll provide your product description. You will then input your name and your first and last name, your email address, your job title, your birth date, and your address. You'll have to input your social security number, but it is encrypted. Once everything is verified, it can take a few seconds. You will then click Submit. Stripe's automated system is unable to verify your identity. You may be asked to provide additional identification, such as a driver's license, to finish the process. Once the form is submitted in full, your new account will appear in your Treasury accounts listing. It does take a few minutes for the identity verification to go through. You can also transfer funds between Treasury accounts as well as between a Treasury account and external bank account via ACH transfer. To initiate a transfer, you select the Fund Transfers button and select Add Fund Transfer. You will select which account you would like to transfer funds from and which account you would like to transfer funds to. You will input the amount of the transfer and the notes regarding what the transfer is for. You will also select a transfer date. Once you complete the form, you will then click Next. You will be brought to a screen where you can review and then submit your transfer. Your transfer will show in the pending section until it has fully processed. And to view all processed transfers, you can click on Process to view those. You can also fund your Treasury accounts directly from member invoices to automatically deposit payments where they need to go. Under the Invoices module, you can click on Create New Invoice. You will then select the members who need to be invoiced from the list. Then select Add Charge. Here you will complete the charge information. If it's a one-time charge or a recurring, and the amount. Under the Deposit Financial Account section, you can select the appropriate Treasury account to deposit the payment for this charge. You will then select the revenue category, your start date and due date, if you want any late fees, and when the late after date will be. Then you will click Save Charge. An example of how you might use this account is to charge your members for their dues, which you want to deposit into your operating Treasury account, and you can charge them rent to be deposited into your housing Treasury account. You can then add a message if you choose. And you can also preview the invoice before you decide you want to send the invoices to make sure they look the way you want them to. Once you are satisfied, you can click Send Invoices. Next, let's take a look at Treasury Cards. First, we'll look at how to create a Treasury card for your account. Under the Financial Accounts module, start by clicking on the three dots under Actions next to the account you would like to create a card for and select Treasury Cards. Next, you will click Add Cardholder and select Choose Member. Select the member who you will use the Treasury card for from the list, then click Choose Card Type and select either a physical or virtual card. You can then select the spending limit for that member and the interval for that spending limit. This feature allows administrators to set appropriate limits on officer spending and ensure that officers adhere to their budget. Once you have set the spending limit, you click Done, and then once the card settings have been updated, click Next. Review your card settings and then click Submit. The new card will now appear in the Treasury Cards section. You will also need to add cardholder data to complete the identity verification for this cardholder. Their name will populate. You'll enter the email and their phone number and address. You'll click on the I agree to Stripe card user terms and then click continue. You can review and submit and then click submit. Once your Treasury card is created, you can add it to your digital wallet. Both virtual and physical Treasury cards can be added to Apple Pay, Google Pay, or Samsung Pay wallets by opening the app on your device and entering your card details. Now that we've reviewed how to create a Treasury card, let's look at how you can manage your cards and spending through the app. To manage a card, simply go to the Financial Accounts module and click on the ellipsis under the Actions column and select Treasury Cards. Click the ellipsis under the Actions. You can suspend or freeze a card so that it is no longer able to be used. Users will get a notification that the card is unavailable if the card is in their digital wallet. Suspending a card is temporary. You can come right back to the Actions section and click Activate to reactivate the card. You can close a card if that officer no longer needs access to it. Closed cards cannot be reactivated. You can report the card as lost, stolen, or damaged if you need to receive a new card. You can also view, edit to review the member's card information and settings. Next, I'm going to show you how to review card transactions. However, I will need to switch over to a PowerPoint slide to show screenshots for security purposes. To review a card's transactions, select the link in the View Transactions column. By clicking on the transaction, you can view additional transaction information, and if you feel the transaction is suspicious, you can select the Dispute button at the bottom of the screen. You can also look at the status of any disputes you may currently have by going back to the Treasury Cards section and click on Disputes. Here you will be able to see all disputes that have been won or lost. So let's wrap up by going over some best practices for using your new Treasury card. To get the most out of Treasury cards, we suggest that any officer or member who needs to use a card have their own. This allows for better security and increased transparency about who is creating each transaction. Don't forget to take a picture or screenshot of your receipt immediately after your purchase so that you can file any required financial reports for your chapter as well. Treasury cards can be used with almost any vendor, including paying your LegFi subscription fee. Our sleek physical cards can be swiped or tapped anywhere you would use a typical credit card, and our virtual cards can be used for any online vendors and work with your preferred digital wallet as well. The only places your Treasury card will not be accepted are casinos or gambling establishments, bars or package stores, and dating or escort services. If you use your card for lodging expenses, for instance for Airbnbs or hotels, expect an additional 20% hold on your available funds from the establishment for security measures. You will want to ensure you have the appropriate funds in your Treasury account to cover this amount. We also encourage you to use good digital hygiene when using your card online to ensure that your card information remains secure. Use secure, trusted websites for online purchases and make sure that you log out immediately after completing the purchase. We also encourage you to use your digital wallet instead of saving your card information directly to websites. We hope you love using LegFi Treasury. If you need any additional support, you can find the LegFi knowledge base by clicking on the question mark icon at the top right-hand side of the LegFi application. Check out the LegFi Treasury section for helpful articles and how-to videos. Our dedicated LegFi support team is available to provide you with any additional assistance you may need. Just reach out to us at legfisupport@legfi.com with any questions. So thanks everyone for joining us. You will receive an email with the link to watch this webinar again, and it will also be uploaded to our YouTube channel. Have a great afternoon.